Athens, Greece. I am signed on uh, a bit earlier today because my schedule changed just as of last night. And if I had talked about in the previous lives, I'm also here in Greece and I spend time with family. So later today, when I schedule today's live, I will be with family. So that's why I hopped on about a little over 4.5 hours before what I put in the schedule for the live. So the good thing here with YouTube, there's always the replay if you're interested in catching the replay. I am here in Greece, and I know here on YouTube that some of you are tuning in from all over the world, from South America to Europe to Canada, to the Middle East. So I'll say this: I'm still figuring out what you want from the channel, what content you're interested in. I know I've said this before in the other lives. I do post a lot of ghost story videos because that is what my social media followers have told me that's what they want. So I do also post some astrology videos. So if you do watch my videos, and I will leave this with the live, you can tell me in the comments, as a message. While I'm here in Greece, I'm open to doing a walking live in one of the neighborhoods in Greece. That could be Plaka, that could be Monistiraki. I can talk about the ghost stories in the area, anything psychic pertaining to Athens, Greece. For example, just to give you, I am going live from the Acropolis tomorrow in Athens, Greece. I don't know if I'm going to have battery juice to go live on here, YouTube. I am bringing a wireless charger, and the thing about the lives are they do suck a lot of the charge in the cell phone. And the Acropolis is open till 8. I have a 6 p.m. Greek time ticket. If you are interested in that, you need to let me know with today's live in the comments, even if it's by tomorrow afternoon, because I will figure out, pending. I did buy a wireless charger here I'm right outside of Athens yesterday, that I got to figure out because I don't want to juice out. But if you are interested in a live for a little bit to see the Acropolis too, you can listen to the paranormal aspects around the Acropolis area pertaining to what ghosts and spirits in the area. The Acropolis is also very near where Socrates was, they poisoned him too. It's very close to where the Acropolis is. It's actually walkable as well. And I've been to the Acropolis many times. I know it very well. So if you're also interested in Greek mythology, there's the connection. Obviously, it's the goddess Athena's temple. And two, I wrote about this in my doctoral dissertation. The gods and goddesses were actual people that lived on the earth. We get taught they were mythological. That's not accurate. They were actual people. For example, tomorrow, and that's what I'm saying, if you are interested in seeing the Acropolis, at least for a little bit on here, you need to let me know that by tomorrow mid-afternoon, the latest. That is tomorrow mid-afternoon Greek time. Okay, so it's 11:30 a.m. here in the morning here in Athens. So, usually the lives, I'm on the East Coast. I was also in Las Vegas. If you look at my videos on my previous lives too, as I said, if you are interested in a live where I walk around nearby the Acropolis, I can also do that and talk about the psychic elements in the area, ghost stories, anything that I talk about during these lives too. So hi, Marjorie. I'm going to say good morning from Athens, Greece. If you could let me know where you're tuning in from, that would be great. So just so I have an idea here too, because back in New York, it's 4:30 in the morning. So I can do that too, saying the only reason that I didn't post it as a definite with the Acropolis tomorrow here is because, first of all, the ticket is at the most for an hour and a half. Hi, Noemi. Right now, Marjorie, I'm in Athens, Greece right now. I am at my flat here that I am staying at. Where are you, Marjorie? So I was talking about, I am, if I have the charge on the phone, if you're interested in seeing a live from the Acropolis, even if it's for a little bit, I know the Acropolis here in Athens, Greece very well. I've been to the Acropolis, I would say, about 20 times. And I've written about certain locations in the Acropolis. So too, you get to hear about that. Oh, you're in the Philippines. Very good. Okay, what time? Because I'm on the phone too. I mean, and my laptop is just over there to the right. What time is it in the Philippines? It's 11:30 in the morning here in Athens, Greece. But I am born and raised in the United States on the East Coast near New York, but I'm an American Greek. So, too. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so now I is with the lives from the United. Okay, so you're 5 hours ahead of Athens, Greece time. Okay. So yeah, I speak Greek and English. How many languages do you speak? I'm assuming you speak Filipino and English. And I don't know, maybe you speak more than Filipino, a little bit Italian, very little Spanish. I've done French translation, too. But speaking English is my primary language. I was born and raised in the United States. My parents are from Greece. So I grew up in a bilingual home, so it wasn't always, the talking wasn't always in English, growing up. And so the live will be in English. That's what's saying I have to see I have to tinker with the wireless charger I got. Hopefully it's gonna if it lets me have a charge for hours, then I would like to hop on here, but I can another day walk all of you through the neighborhood, a walking live as I'm talking, and you get to see the neighborhood. It can be the Acropolis, or nearby is Monastiraki, which is where you buy a lot of the tourist gifts. There's Plaka. There is a ghost story with Plaka. I gotta look specifically which one that is, but I would talk about the same content I talk about on here every week, though also include how it connects here with Athens, Greece, too. And also, you can ask me questions as I walk around the neighborhood. Like I said, um, my ticket, because my ticket for the Acropolis tomorrow is 6 p.m. Greek time. So that's 11 p.m. Filipino time. But I have no German. German is not a strength. Sorry, German. I do have cousins that live in Germany, but it's no. I'm sorry. German is not a strength. I'm sorry. I don't speak German. I assume you speak German. No, Amy. Yeah. I mean, I've taught German philosophers like Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, for example. You know, the genealogy of morals, right? Nietzsche, if you know any German philosophy, too, that I have taught Nietzsche at the universities. I did teach at the universities for over 20 years. So that's why with this live, that's what's saying it depends on whether I have the cell phone juice, if I can give you all, maybe 20 minutes at the Acropolis. It also depends if they'll let me get started 15 minutes before my ticket time. If you do travel here to Greece, and I mean, going to the Acropolis here is like going to the Colosseum in Rome. If you're here in Athens, you should go to the Acropolis. And this started with one of the other lives that I had done last month in Las Vegas. And one of my regular listeners, he's very interested in the goddess Athena. And the last live I had, they didn't outright say, would you go live from the Acropolis? Because, I mean, it is a bit of a tall order, but I thought about it last weekend when it was brought up. And then I said, you know what? I know the Acropolis well, too. So if I could get 20 minutes on here and I have the juice, that's the only reason why I didn't also announce. And it depends how busy Acropolis is tomorrow. And the reason I'm doing it tomorrow is because here in Greece, it's Palm Sunday. It is not Easter here tomorrow in Greece. Next Sunday is Greek Easter, and the Acropolis is closed next Sunday. And next weekend is not really ideal to go to the Acropolis just because it's Holy Saturday here in Greece. And that's why I'm going to the Acropolis tomorrow. So, there's some moving parts, as we say here with this, that's saying if I don't have enough juice on the phone, I can also another day here walk you through a neighborhood. Okay, let me 1 second. Okay, there was somebody being mean to and insulting me over my appearance, which is unfortunate because that's a miserable, unhappy person that's trying. I've had a lot of monsters try to, take me down. So some coward saying something, trying to be cruel, is, how old am I? How old do you think I am? How old are you, Noemi? Oh, thank you. Are you 30 or you think I'm 30? Just to clarify, are you 30 or you think I'm 30? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am actually much older than 30. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I'm actually much older than 30. Um, you can add, you can add 20. Okay, I look 62. Okay, I wonder if this is my stalker doing this. I do unfortunately have a stalker. He doesn't always stalk, but this could be him doing that, because then he stalks me and then he says very mean things. It's really been just a nightmare situation. He goes on and off. Unfortunately, it is what it is with it. But thank you for that, Noemi. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I am more than 30 for sure. Yes, and so here in the lives, also, so as I was saying, the Greek gods and goddesses actually existed. The one section of the Acropolis, which is where people went to have receive information in their dreams to cure their health ailments. Here in Greece, whether if you've heard with Greek mythology, but there is the Asclepius. Here, a lot of hospitals in Greece are called Asclepians. Asclepius was the son of Apollo in Greek mythology. And wait, no, sorry, that's Chiron. Asclepius was a doctor, different than Hippocrates, but he had a daughter, Hygeia. So in the English, the word hygiene comes from Hygeia. They were actual people that existed. I went through my uncle's medical books here years ago in Greece to verify this. But that's what, I know last night with one of my cousin's kids, they were saying, but these are myths. That's what we get taught. I was taught this in Greek school. And I remember as a child saying, why are we learning about mythological gods and goddesses? Your flight got canceled due to weather conditions. Where is that your flight got canceled? Because when I got here a couple days ago, we were actually on lockdown because of the weather, because in Africa, the Saharan dust storm, I mean, we didn't get that as bad here, but Crete, which is the southernmost Greek island, had turned the color orange, the sky, from pictures I saw. So safety is first priority. You'd rather be safe than traveling, in a plane with unsafe weather conditions. It's better to have a flight canceled. When I arrived here a couple days ago, it was just raining, but by the afternoon, the weather had deteriorated, very strong winds, so I didn't go anywhere the night I arrived. East Coast to Brazil, are you talking, okay, East Coast of Brazil or East Coast United States to Brazil? Because when you say East Coast, I'll say this from, being born and raised in the United States, I'm thinking New York. Okay, so wait, where are the weather conditions not good? Are they not good in Brazil? Because I don't think it's on the United States end, unless it's somewhere when the plane is going through in the United States. Where are the weather conditions bad? Is that Brazil? Because I don't think they're in New York right now. I don't think the conditions are bad, but if they are, let me know, because I'm not fully paying attention to the weather back home too. Luckily here, we might have a little bit of rain this afternoon. But thank God tomorrow with the Acropolis, we're not. And I'm thinking about this. If I run out of juice, I can always post probably the second live on here, upload it, that you can see the replay. That plane coming back from Brazil. Okay, so it's on the Brazil end that the weather isn't, that the plane got canceled. Which airline is it? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought, Ricardo, that it was on the Brazil end with the weather. Which airline is this? Too. So yeah, that does happen, unfortunately, with flying, right? You have to expect the unexpected. Is it American Airlines? Is that the airline? It's just my water bottle popping. Yeah, okay, American, yeah. It's been many years since I've flown American, and it was just New York to San Francisco too. So did they rebook you? Did they rebook your flight too? That's always usually American should be good like that. It's not a lower tier airline like, I don't know, in the United States, Spirit or Frontier, for example. Spirit flights, I've never flown Spirit. Yes, and you got a hotel on your end. Very good. Okay, that's good. So you're rebooked. You have a hotel. You spend a little extra time in New York. Not too shabby. Manhattan is a fun town. I grew up 20 minutes outside of Manhattan, so I know Manhattan very well too. There's lots to do. How long do I do YouTube or videos? Yeah, I understand what you mean, Noemi. It really depends. Sometimes I am on a half hour, sometimes I'm on an hour and a half. That's also why I hopped on now. I decided to go live. I can't really see your profile picture, Cadence, because it's very small, the circle. It looks like some cartoon character. Okay, so you have one more day, Ricardo. So then you're flying tomorrow, Sunday, back to Brazil. So it's not, it's, you got a hotel, you're in Manhattan, you're not somewhere remote in the United States where it's like, what am I gonna do? Well, I can't click it right now with the live. So wait, you're flying back today? Because it is Saturday. So it's like 4:47 a.m. in New York right now, because it's 11:47 here in Athens. Okay, so then you're very soon off to the airport and back to Brazil. We call this a minor glitch, right? That what happened. You have a hotel, you're somewhere where there's lots of things. Your flight was scheduled for yesterday. It's not the worst, and you're in a big city. That's the good thing. It's not like some other, cities in the United States that are very remote. I don't know, North Dakota, South Dakota. I have not been to North Dakota or South Dakota. So you'll be flying in a couple hours because it's almost 5 a.m. in New York. So you'd be flying within 11 hours too. It's not so bad, but it is, yeah. It can be stressful and anxious. So yeah, I do know, Amy. It varies the time. Sometimes I have a very quick live. As I said, that's the reason why I hopped on now. I usually stick to schedule of the time I would say I would hop on, but as I said, I will be with family later at the time I scheduled this live. So I said, let me hop on now, because with YouTube, that's the thing. It's those of you that tune in, it is an international, the listeners, it's international. Where I have other lives on other social media, and those are United States. So that was also too. I said, you know what, I'll hop on because, for example, it's very early in New York. It's almost 5 a.m., but in Philippines, right, it's almost 5 p.m. Here, it's almost noon here in Athens, Greece. So the topics that I talk about range from Western astrology to spirituality to psychic mediumship, to ghosts, to ghost stories. If you look at my page, I conduct paranormal investigations. I recently conducted 2 last month in Las Vegas, 2 nights in a row. And I was live here on YouTube because I had access to an outlet to charge the phone. The lives really suck the drainage out of the phone. So that's what's saying. Tomorrow, if I don't have enough charge from Acropolis, I can walk around a neighborhood with all of you another evening. I could even probably do that on Saturday. I have to see here with Greek Easter how, shut down things are too, because it's the first time I've ever been here in Greece during Greek Easter. So people go away for the weekend, they're not around. It's to figure that out. If you are interested in that type of live, let me know, because if I don't have enough charge tomorrow or the Acropolis is closing, then I can post a replay from one of the other social media channels here as a replay. But I need to hear that. I need to hear that from you. My other social media, specifically one, they're vocal, saying that's why the idea from the Acropolis came from last Sunday's live. They didn't outright ask for it because they're polite and respectful, my regular listeners. But after the live, I was pacing the room thinking about it and said, you know what? I'm going to go live from the Acropolis. At the time I was still in the United States. I said, you know what? I'll be here in Greece. I am in Greece now. I said, let's do this. Let's break new terrain, too. And I do have some knowledge about the Acropolis to share. Yeah, if you're, okay, you're 4 a.m. right now. So where, Cadence, are you tuning in from? Hi, Rahana. I'm good. I'm in Athens, Greece. Hi, Basic. I am in Athens, Greece. How are you? Where are you tuning in from? Hi, Michelle. Hello from Athens, Greece. Where are you tuning in from? So I was saying too, if you're interested in a live of me walking around, yeah, Noemi, it's, have a very good weekend too, and you can always check again when I'm live or watch the replays. So have a lovely weekend. Too, but thanks for letting me know that you have to go as well. It's very polite of you. And, that's what I need to hear that from you. Otherwise, I may skip it and just next weekend do a live here, as you can see, from the couch here as well. So, saying too, during the lives, I talk about some Western astrology. We had the full moon a couple days ago, Aries Libra. So, if you're in Aries or a Libra, this was your full moon, or you have planets in Aries or Libra, very strong, very intense. The weather we had here was hours before the full moon when we were in lockdown, the emergency advisory on the phone not to go out Wednesday night Athens time. So here the full moon was Thursday. And last night, I know when I came in at night, the moon still looked full last night. I know I took a picture. Auntie gives us a patero. I don't know what that is. What's a patero? Please explain that to me. I don't know what that is. So we had the full moon recently. That we're still feeling it. There are a lot of planets in Aries. I'm trying to think now from the next live because all right, I will go live again on here by next Saturday. So that's the 11th, but it depends. If you want a walking through the neighborhood in Athens, one of the prime locations, I could do a live like that, but I need to hear that from you here, that you're interested in that. Otherwise, it's honestly, I don't know what patero on your face is. Where are you tuning in from? Because maybe then culturally it'll help me understand what you're saying. Otherwise, I will do the live again here on the couch, which is a lot easier because I have the phone also charging at the same time. But like I said, I'm willing to go that extra mile and do a walking live if you're interested in that. But the next live will be by next Saturday on the 11th of April. So with the astrology, so right now, let me see if this is a not nice message, because sometimes they're not. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what that is, a Raho auntie. I'm not understanding what that is, because I don't know which culture. That's why I was saying, if you tell me which culture that this pertains to, maybe I could figure it out. But from a United States English or British English or Australian English, I don't have a cultural context to understand what you're saying. So with the astrology, there's a lot of Aries right now. So if you're in Aries in Western astrology, you're really feeling this. We've got a lot of planets in Aries. Let me think about this. Today is the 4th. Tomorrow's the 5th. Monday's the 6th. So by Thursday, Mars, which is the action planet. Okay, well, what do you mean by spook, Johnny? You're going to have to elaborate on that, because that's just a vague word. I don't know if you got cut off what you were trying to say. Are you saying spooky? So as far as with the astrology, on Thursday, Mars, which is the action planet, which is also Aries in Greek mythology, the god of war, that moves into its home base sign of Aries. So we should feel an uptick energetically, having more energy, having more courage to go after what we want. But also, too, the caution is don't act on impulse, because Aries can be very impulsive. You want to act on things, but you don't want to act on impulse. So when the Mars moves into Aries. This is Thursday. That's good because it's in its natural ruler. It thrives in Aries. So that's good for all of us with what we want to accomplish. We have more energy. Maybe we want to start a new exercise routine. Maybe we're, more physically active. To that Mars in Aries facilitates that, gives us that energy, because right now the Mars is in Pisces. So if you're Pisces, the action planet right now, having been in Pisces, is not ideal. It can be wishy-washy in the action planet. It's not very assertive about acting on what needs to be acted on. It can vacillate. So, this is better starting Thursday when Mars comes home to roost in Aries. It's much more beneficial for all of us. So that is also happening this week. So, too, I think for a lot of you, this is the first time tuning in to my live. What I do during the live is I go over the upcoming astrology for the week, or discuss, as I just said, the full moon, which peaked a couple days ago. But I'll say this again, when I got in last night and I took a picture of the moon, it looked full. So the energy is still very full moon right now. That's what it says to me, looking at it last night, at nighttime. So the energy is really intense. You could be feeling more sensitive, more emotional, trying to find your balance too, because full moons are very intense. And the energy is going to feel even more Aries as of Thursday. It'll be the sun is in Aries, Saturn's in Aries, Neptune's in Aries, Mars will be in Aries. I believe Mercury's in Aries. Don't quote me on that, but that's even 4 planets. That's a lot of Aries energy. So if you are Aries, or Aries people, what I'm also seeing with some Aries people, that they're getting called on the carpet too. If they're not up to speed where they should be, spiritually, or they're not evolving, they're getting a little bit of a shakeup right now. They're getting their buttons, they're getting squeezed. This is what I'm saying with some Aries that are not evolved and not working on themselves. They're going to feel it, because because it's saying you have to improve. And if you've been avoiding improving, well, those Aries people, it's not going to be so great for them. That's what I'm seeing too with it. So also during the live, if you have questions about any of the videos I posted, the lives are a time to ask. Again, I cover, if you look at my page, that's saying also this month here in Greece, I'm trying to organize a paranormal investigation at a kid's park that's allegedly haunted. The investigation's not going to occur until after Greek Easter, because everyone that's potentially going to be on the investigation, and I might have the investigation with 2 different sets of people. Everyone has said we can't do the investigation until Greek Easter is passed. So the investigation from the kids' park will not happen before, I want to say April 14th. But I really want to make that happen, because that'll be the first live investigation that I'm conducting. Actually, the first investigation from a kid's park, which is kids' park is allegedly haunted. There's a pet cemetery there. The things when you're looking at a kid's park is, if there's no wind, do the swings swing on their own? I'll have equipment set up. I may be there 2 separate nights, which means then if I'm there 2 separate nights, I can definitely go live here because, again, the challenge with tomorrow with Acropolis, and again, this investigation that will probably happen here at the kids' park this month, is both are outdoors. So I don't have access to charge the phone. Where all the other investigations that I've done live, if you look at my page or you want to follow my page, my channel here, I should say my channel, they've all been indoors. This is going to be the first outdoor investigation that I'm conducting live. So this creates challenges as far as how much charge I have with the phone for you to experience the live, where I've done live investigations here before. If you look at my page, the replays are up saying, so that's what's saying. That's why I'm not guaranteeing anything tomorrow. I'll say this again though. If there are enough of you that are interested to have a live where I walk through one of the neighborhoods and I talk about ghost stories and astrology and Greek gods and goddesses and psychic mediumship, I will do that for you. But if I don't get any responses, then I probably won't do that. But you have time this week to think about that. You can just in the comments ask me. And even if there's a couple of you making that request, I will do it. Otherwise, I will be on the couch again next weekend, probably talking about the Acropolis live. What updates I have about the live investigation. That's with the schedule this month, what's going on to say as well here in Greece. I have been thinking of maybe filming some ghost stories here, but I'll say this to be honest with you, my most viewed ghost story videos overall on all my social media are from New Jersey. So in the past, anything with Greece hasn't gotten a lot of traction, but I was thinking maybe of filming definitely maybe one ghost story video, or maybe during the live telling you the ghost story while out in the neighborhood. So, follow my channel because yes, today I hopped on earlier than I scheduled the live for today because I didn't not want to not do the live because I function with schedules. And I'll say this, as a former university professor, that is hammered into you to adhere to schedules. Like saying I didn't write an outline for today, so I'm, not that I can talk off the cuff as I'm doing right now with you, but also when the live is less interactive, I'm on for less time. So I'll say this as I'm going to wrap up this live. Think about it. If I have enough cell phone juice and the Acropolis is still open, I may go live here from the Acropolis tomorrow, but I'm not guaranteeing it. That's why I didn't post it as a definite announcement and I didn't schedule it. So that, you just have to check to see tomorrow whether, but you can always watch the replay if I'm able to make it happen because there's several challenges. The Acropolis closes at 8 p.m. here. And then the ticket is only for so many hours. Somebody's like mowing a landscaper outside. So if that's what I was looking to this is my left. That's why with that too. But I need to hear from you because my other pages are, my one is very vocal. And then the other one too. They like the same type of videos that my most vocal page likes. So that's with that. I'm very cautious to not guarantee from the Acropolis tomorrow. If it can happen and I can squeeze it in, because the tickets at the most are only for an hour and a half. I want to try to squeeze it for 2 hours if I can tomorrow, but I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts. How crowded is the Acropolis tomorrow? With I guess the employees, the guards, or however you want to call them, what's the tempo there with them? So again, I need to hear that from you. If you want a walking live in, one of the well-known neighborhoods here in Athens, otherwise I will, have the next live here on the couch as I'm having right now. So think about it. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to sign off now, but the next live will definitely be by next Saturday. It may be again later in the day. It may be at this time, because it is Holy Saturday here in Greece. And I'm still figuring out or hearing, what's the pulse here, because it's a holy weekend. I mean, tomorrow here, it's just Palm Sunday. So, what's the pulse here next weekend with it being Holy Saturday, which is a very sacred religious day in the Greek Orthodox religion. So let me know what you want, because I'm still figuring out here on YouTube what you want. I know some weeks, some people like the astrology, and we do some astrology, saying in previous lives. But, I do focus a lot on the paranormal, as I said, because those are the videos that get the most views. So let me know what you want. I'm going to sign off. But again, as I said, I will be back on by definitely April 11th, which is next Saturday. So have a great weekend. And I will sign off with what I sign off saying at my live shows, and that I say here during the lives, is remember that spirit lives on in you. Maybe I will see you live tomorrow, but definitely within the next week. So have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and do something fun and relaxing, and spend time with people that you love and that nourish you and make you feel good, and just be around people that you love and people that love you. So I will see you all soon. I would say from Athens, Greece here. Have a great afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you're tuning in from.